Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a New Year's special review from the Gamers Lounge. I am your review host of 2014, Duskwalker Grimm, and today we are reviewing an indie hack and slash game currently on Steam known as Blade Symphony. Blade Symphony is a game made by indie game developer Puny Human, who are also known for having made the game Dystopia. As stated on their game's main website, bladesymphony.com, Blade Symphony has been in development for nearly 5 years. It started out as a Half-Life 2 mod titled Barren Bow. In 2011, they, the developer, launched a successful Kickstarter campaign to raise money for an engine license, and aside from Kickstarter, their team is entirely self-funded, with most of them working full or part-time jobs, and managing to do game development on the side. From that alone, we can gather that this indie dev group is quite passionate about their game and what it entails. But is it truly a labor of love, or is it a flop? Well, let's dive in, give you an in-depth look at it and its features, and then I will give my ultimate judgment, or rather final assessment of these facts on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the worst thing I've ever played since Ride to Hell Retribution, and 10 being Game of the Year and overall godlike. But enough about that, let's get started. The gameplay of Blade Symphony is unique and rather fluid. Many hack and slash games focus on how many action-based hits you can pull off to make you feel uber cool and wicked awesome. Father, forgive me for I have sinned. However, Blade Symphony, while still pulling off that same feeling of course, is able to bring in consideration actual forms and techniques, having you switch off between being fast, which deals multiple hits with a low amount of damage, balanced where you can be as fast as you need to be whilst being as powerful as you should be, and finally heavy, where you are rather slow in your attacks, and however your damage is within levels of being deadly, if you can play the set right, that is. The best thing about this is that you can actually switch between the three as easily as 1, 2, and 3. And I'm making a silly kids joke here, you literally switch between the three using the 1, 2, and 3 keys, ultimately allowing you to bring your attacks out in a full furious flourish, or pace yourself and strike only when necessary. To speak for myself, when I played the game I ultimately used the katana, being that I love any game with swords, especially the katana, and collect the Japanese sword in real life, loving the history and honor imbued with the very sword itself. I am also a user of kendo in real life, and even in the game. I keep my defense up at all times against enemies, striking only after they've begun to strike or finished striking at myself, allowing me to stick with the heavy style and devastate my enemies, keeping balance and fast on reserve only when I hit half health. The swordsmanship isn't the only amazing thing you're able to do. You can also do such things as run on walls, go up onto the roof of buildings in sandbox mode, and you are even able to throw ninja stars. And that's only scratching the surface, but I'll get into that with another topic. But to rate gameplay, I'd give it a 10 out of 10 for a hack and slash genre game. The controls are very fast-paced, and as with the gameplay I mentioned before, very fluid, allowing you to feel like you truly are a swordsman of unrivaled skill. However, like with fighting games, it takes some time to get used to, and thankfully, Puny Human made a tutorial for just that reason, giving you the ability to get used to your controls at a fast pace. However, don't go running off feeling like a master of the blade just yet, as your opponents will more than likely be much more skilled than you are. The thing about the controls as well with the actual swordplay is that you need to find a good balance of what you like. To better explain, each of the 4 individual characters you can choose from to play have their own attack sets for each individual weapon, of which there's a lot. You have to find that perfect balance of what works for you and what doesn't to truly like the game and how it plays. Controls for a hack and slash are sitting at a 9 out of 10. While being good, something about the animations makes them feel a little off at times and can throw you off unless you've really played for a long time to truly get a good feel for it. So it takes some doing, but through trial and error you should become a swordsman in no time. Customizability is another cool feature of Blade Symphony, allowing you to change the outfit of the character of your choice as well as the color, and you can even add a cape to flow freely from the neck of your warrior. However, much like map design, customizability falls short in the choice area, only giving you a few options. Same for the bladed weaponry until you can unlock the later designs. Customizability gets a 7 out of 10, being good, but just not great per se. Map design is very well done, though limited. It ranges from a beautiful monastery to a Japanese dojo to even a modern city, but ultimately, this doesn't do much in the way of choice. With 1v1 and 2v2 battles, you have the option to choose from 3 different arenas in these maps, allowing for multiple players to have their own rings whilst yours is going on. But personally, I think these maps really flourish when you go to them in sandbox mode, and you're able to move about freely within the map. For map design, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. While being very well detailed, textured, and designed, there's still the fact being there's very little map choice here, and the game could have benefited from a mountainous range, a bamboo forest, any number of other vistas in which iconic sword battles could be waged. The models of this game are surprisingly well detailed with their own special design to truly accent who they are, and the textures are surprisingly crisp. If this game does well, I can easily see this being an indie title even on consoles, though coding for it for controllers would take a little doing, but ultimately I think this would receive a favorable response from fighting game enthusiasts and hack and slash lovers like myself. I give the models and textures a 10 out of 10, giving us good players and good areas to fight in is an absolute win for any game, and this game has it down pat. Multiplayer is fun and engaging, and the Blade Symphony community is very honorable. If you think you can just join a fight and begin attacking, you are wrong. Many of the community members bow before their combat begins and after it ends, showing respect to their opponent before the duel begins, something I personally praise and ultimately love. What's more, the game is also supported by the Steam Workshop, in which players can import their own bladed weaponry designs. Multiplayer ultimately gets a 10 out of 10 for me due to the community interaction, kindness, and ability to throw in your own bladed weaponry if you want. Alright, final judgment? I give the game a solid 8.5 out of 10. While not being the most amazing thing out there, nor the most customizable in terms of features, Blade Symphony certainly lives up to its name as a fighter hack and slash game type, and provides a unique game experience unlike any other, and for that I highly recommend it. Alright loungers, it's your turn. Tell us what you think of Blade Symphony and of the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe to the Gamers Lounge, and to me, Duskwalker Grimm. And with that folks, Happy New Year, and for me personally, walk always in the dusk. Take it easy folks.